Well, aside from day-to-day duties as the XO of a squadron, I am in effect just another one of the squadron pilots. So I've served as a mission commander for a couple events and also an instructor pilot as a member of the squadron to evaluate training internal to the squadron, as well as hopefully bring something to the bigger picture as well. Support from the exercise staff has been outstanding. So the issues are resolved as they come up, but anytime you get this many airplanes, this many people, and this many squadrons into a small space and operate with them, those sort of things are going to happen, but they've been coping well, so that's been a challenge. The flying has been extremely dynamic, and they've got some challenging problem sets for us, and it's a dynamic mission, and so it's been a challenge in a good way from having to adapt to some of those and overcome them. Well, it's good. It's always good to bring together different ways of doing things and then figuring out ways to fuse them together and end up with a survivable plan that everybody can understand and everybody can execute. And that ties into one of the challenges that I brought up. We're working with ships. We're working with aircraft that are based out of Eielson Air Force Base up near Fairbanks, and a variety of aircraft based all over on this base. And we don't always fully understand how to best integrate with them, and oftentimes just communicating a plan and making sure that everyone has the latest version of the products so that you are able to brief your plan safely and effectively to everybody that's participating. Well, we certainly do, and we actually compile those after anything like this and submit it to the Marine Corps' Center for Lessons Learned so that it can benefit not just ourselves, but anybody who's coming to do a Northern Edge in the future, or anybody who is looking to do anything like this in the future. They're able to go and search that system for a lot of the lessons learned that we did note. And I would say probably some of the most significant ones were involving what I spoke about earlier, which is ensuring that you're able to successfully brief your plan to everybody that is participating in your particular event, and make sure that everybody is working off of the same assumptions and that there's no confusion, because with exercises and operations of this size and scope, you can't have miscommunications. And so most of our lessons learned point to being able to do that. And some of them are technological, being able to print, being able to send a product at the appropriate classification level to who needs to get it. And some of them are simply learning how other services speak and do business, and make sure that when we think they understand or they think we understand, that we actually do. So basically it's just reapportioning and reallocating based on the feedback that comes from everyone. So I think that we do have some pretty good salient points that have been provided, and some lessons learned that we've seen throughout all the evolutions up here. And I think that if we ensure that the things that were a bit too robust, not necessarily hard, but maybe there was too much focus of effort on one particular thing, that is reallocated elsewhere to make sure that we're honing in on the desired learning objectives and doing those, because that's why we're up here. In the Marine Corps, Marine Aviation specifically, we're a support element. We're a support element for the Marines, the infantry on the ground, and more broadly, in a context like Northern Edge, we're here to support that exercise in whatever role we can best do that in. And so that's what we really tried to bring up here, is to ensure that we show up to the mission briefs prepared, and that we're also prepared to be flexible in what we do. And that's been some of the best learning, is to see ways that we could flex in to support the mission, because that's what we do.